Josh Jones walks into a bar, and what is he ordering to drink?
I'm ordering Douce and ginger beer.
Douce and ginger beer. Okay, so Douce cognac.
Mm-hmm.
And is there a specific reason why you chose Douce?
Oh, those are the family. We are, as they would say, in bed with them now. Now, Douce is my people. Shout out to my guy Mel Carter from Douce. Yeah, he's
Insert plug here.
insert plug
Insert
there.
plug here.
Yeah,
But okay.
He's coming in the house. He's coming home.
I think that Douce is moving into champagne problems. I think that it's going to be a beautiful partnership for sure. Something that you brought into the house. So I think that you are proudly drinking that.
Yes.
And were you always a cognac drinker, or is this just something that you started because of the Douce partnership?
I am a tequila mezcal drinker, actually.
Okay.
And actually, I do drink a little brown, whiskeys and cognacs. Douce is my new favorite brown to drink, actually, now.
Obviously.
It's pretty good, pretty smooth.
Okay.
And it's the family, so you got to support the family first.
Brand rep pie. Is that you? Okay. And a little ginger beer. So
Ginger beer is, because ginger ale is not real ginger, but ginger beer tastes as close as we could get, and it's the spiciest thing I like to drink.
Okay, so for me, I like to always put the fruit in first and then mix it as we go. So we're gonna top that. So we crack.
This is how I take my shots. People pour me shots and give me the lime. I squeeze the lime inside.
Yeah.
Toss the lime, take the shot.
Yeah.
Makes it way better.
We want the lime to do its lime thing, not just sit at the top like she's forgotten about. So then as we mix and the bubbles, they effervesce, and then we do a nice little.
What's that word?
Effervesce. You like a little, we like to effervesce here. So, all right, we're gonna make it fancy for you too. Usually you know how expensive these things are, but it matches actually our nice lime and our Douce.
And my green little hat and green vest. I love green.
Yeah, absolutely. So, okay, so here we go. And cheers, Josh Jones.
Cheers, boss lady.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Ooh, that's sweet.
Actually, Mel put me onto this. He always drinks ginger beer and Douce.
So I'm not usually a cognac drinker just because cognac is sweet, but we love that it's a spirit distilled from grapes, which we also love for champagne. So cognac and champagne, they really go well together. But, all right, I can get into that. All right. All right, cheers to Douce. Josh Jones, welcome to Now We Sip Champagne, and today we are actually sipping Douce Cognac, your choice.
Yes, let me get a little sip of that
Yeah, let's have a little sip of that Douce, baby. And we just talked about that cognac is actually from grapes, and so is champagne, so they go so well together in this house.
Yeah.
And we're going to get into, first off, how we met. So, I reached out to my agent about champagne problems, kind of in a spot where I wasn't sure exactly where I wanted to go with it next, needing some help, needing some additional players on the team because I created this monster of a space. And when you have a big place, you need all hands on deck and you need some new players to really get it to where it needs to be. And Winston, he told me, he's like, I know this guy. I'm going to introduce you to him. So you came in about the scene. Not only did I find out that day that Winston is into cars and he's from Jersey. I've known him for 14 years, but he loves cars. But he's like, oh yeah, this is a guy in my car club. I'm like, car club? Yeah. I'm like, what? And so you hobbled in. One foot, because you had just gotten into a motorcycle accident because you actually are into motorcycles and cars.
Yep, a big Harley guy.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. And you hobbled in and you were like, yeah, well, I have my own production company. I throw events. Bushwick Grand is my company and we could come in here. And this was about 2 months ago. So let's take it back. Where Brooklyn at? I obviously sitting right here, but you're a born and bred Brooklyn boy, right?
Yes, born and raised in Bushwick, New York.
Bushwick.
First generation actually, New Yorker from my family. My family's from Panama, by way of Barbados and Jamaica. So they're canal diggers, Panama canal diggers.
Wow.
Yeah, my grandparents came here in the 70s, bought up a bunch of houses in Bushwick, and my mom and my aunts came afterwards, and here I am, one of the ones that stayed.
And here you are. Yeah. All right. So born and bred New Yorker, but that's a really interesting story. Obviously, I mean, your parents were immigrants. They came in, they set up shop, they came to New York. I'm sure wanting to carve out a life for themselves, wanting to create a family.
The American dream, like they heard about it, back where it was from, in the 60s and 70s. Even this ring I have on right now is my grandfather's ring. It's from the 50s, I think. His brother bought it from him where he was a military pilot. Either bought this in Chile or Peru. He was a Air Force pilot in Panama. So after that, those times after when they was doing the military stuff, they came here in the '70s, and then my grandfather came here, worked in the airport, then came here, bought a house for my grandmother. My grandmother's sister bought a house directly across the street from us. Her sister bought a house one block up from us, and around the corner from us. So like, we have our own little conglomerate in Bushwick. So yeah, I'm a real Bushwick boy, real Brooklyn guy. Shout out to my Knicks jersey on today.
There you go, Knicks boy. I love. Shout out to Brooklyn. Shout out to Brooklyn and Bushwick. So, all right. So you set up shop in Brooklyn. You're definitely a Brooklyn boy through and through, and that means something. And it means something different than being from the city. The music is different. The food is different. The culture is different. The things are different. How things operate in Brooklyn are different than how they operate in the city. And so, how did you first get into throwing parties? Getting into parties? Like, how did you get into hospitality?
So random. So random. First, my family is like, of Caribbean family who loves to party. Like my mom is 72, 73, and she still goes roller skating now.
Oh, shit.
Yes.
All right, Mom.
Yeah,
I love that.
Intense. She still goes roller skating. Like my family, my aunt used to throw the block parties. My block used to coordinate the block parties, book the DJs, and my cousin used to be the dance group on the block, and it was called Fly Girls Plus One. I was plus one.
Oh, I love that. Hell yeah.
My sisters, so out of the grandkids, my sister's 12 years older than me. She's the oldest, and there's a bunch of my cousins in between, and it's me. I'm the youngest. So all the girls in my family would have the little dance group and things like that. And I was the youngest, so I would hang around with all the girls because my male cousin used to beat me up a lot too much, and their sisters are older than them. So the females would protect me, my family, like from getting beat by my male cousins. I would hang out with them, dance, and all the things. And so yeah, that just got like I would go to family functions, and I would be the person that would dance with all my aunts, salsa, reggae music, all the things. And so that became just into me going out, wanted to just taking the music scene, taking the DJs. I'm a big fan of the art of DJing. And then it just started me going out all the time, and everybody was always asking me, hey, where are you at this weekend? What are you doing this weekend? Can I come hang with you this weekend? And I got tired of sending people to other people's places. And then I started my own company, Bushwick Grand. Once Bushwick got gentrified, it was more like, hey, everybody, come hang with me in my party now. My friends are cool. My friends are doing cool things. We're artists. We're DJs. We're this, we're that. So we're in this spot now. Come hang out with us in Brooklyn. So that's how it started.
It starts like that, but I will tell you that, it starts with the blood, right? Like you're Caribbean. It's in your blood. It's who you are. Yes. I'm Syrian. It's in my blood. I remember, you talk about, we talk about going out dancing, and I know that it's been mentioned before, but it's really, and Ariel said it on her pod, and I know you were there for that, where she talks about it's church, right? Dancing is a religion. It's a religion. It's a way to connect to God. It's a way to connect to any sort of spiritual being or higher power that you believe in. It's connecting your body, but then also the music with the soul, and a lot of cultures that's really important. And each culture has their own specific dancing and the way they go about it, but it is all very similar. That food is part of it, drink is part of it, dancing is part of it. I'm Syrian, and in growing up in my home, we are playing Arabic music. My father's drinking arak. He's belly dancing at the end of dinner, and that's just what you grow up in a household with. And so when you grow up, here I am all these years later, I own nightlife, and it's a choice because I love it. You're throwing parties in nightlife because you love it, but it stemmed from the blood. It stemmed from...
They still, actually, why I do this is like, everybody in my family is, the military, government, or city job type things, and I'm like the last one, the last of the Mohegans, like, hey guys, I'll see you later. I'm going out to, go to a party, go promote my party, or this event I curated, this big grand thing, but some of my families, it just looks like to them like, oh, you're just going out to party again. But I'm actually like just running laps around this building, counting steps, running squares, just make sure every little piece of it is good. So everybody else who's there, who paid their money to come there, is having the grand experience, having a grand time. Like, because that's what hospitality is. You're hospitable to somebody. You're bringing them into your house. This is your house. This is my house. So like, let me make sure you're having a good time in my house. Anything I could do for you to enjoying yourself, having a good time, you're having a laugh, you're having a drink, you're having a good experience. That's what hospitality is.
That is what hospitality
You're coming
is.
into the crib, you're having a good time.
They're your guests.
I'm showing you the best thing I can show you in the house.
And like you said, that doesn't just happen. It's something that's curated. It's something that there's a lot of steps. There's a lot physical steps, mental steps. There's so many steps that go into throwing a killer party. The sound, the guests, the lighting, the vibes, the staff, everybody having the right mentality coming together. And when all those things line up, and I've said it before, it's like a slot machine, 777. You hit the jackpot with that.
Yes,
and the party is killer. And everybody leaves saying, yo, that was the best party I've ever been to. Yo, your parties are so sick because the music was loud, the drinks were strong, the staff was into it. That doesn't just happen. It takes a machine. It takes a human being behind all of that to, again, curate all that, to be that puppet master, to create a perfectly orchestrated night and or party. And, that is being the host or the hostess with the most, because like you said, in hospitality, we're being hospitable. You're our guests. We're welcoming you into our home. We want you to have a good time. We want you to get lit. We want you to dance, jive. We want you to do all of those things. And at the end of it, we want you to connect. And I feel like connection is something that if you're in this industry, it's important to you. It's important for you to connect with others on a social level, on, a personal level, on an intimate and non-intimate level. Like, we're about connection. People that are in this industry. We know that it's forward facing with a guest, and, we want you to be our guest.
The connection is one of the main things about going outside, to spaces, to a bar, to a club, to go to the dance floor. You're connecting with the music. You're connecting with the people in the building. You're connecting with the people serving your drinks. You're connecting with the drink itself. Like, everything is a connection point to make the connections align, so your night is an experience. Like, every time somebody comes out to a Bushwick Grand event, from looking at the flyer to all the way to reading the post, the email, to leaving the event, to leaving the event, is you connect with every little thing. Like, you connect with the flyer because you see it on Instagram. You're like, this looks really cool. Like, I want to go to that. Like, you connect with us because it's Bushwick Grand. Like, we have our own connection where it's just like you see this name, you automatically think this is a good time. I'm about to have a good time. I'm about to see some good people. It's beautiful people in the building. It's not no cheap little shindig. It's a grand event. You connect with the DJ. The music is killing your body. Like, you don't even know what to do with yourself. Like, you're moving so much and things like that. So everything with us is a connection and an experience. Like, and all of that equals a good time.
Well, and what you're talking about is, like you said, is curating a brand as well, and name for yourself a business identity so that people do recognize exactly what you're. And we always talk about the consistency, the 3 C's in a great business: consistency, cleanliness, and communication. And so when you're consistent, like you said, every single time they show up to a Bushwick Grand party, they know what to expect. They know it's going to be killer. They wait for that flyer to be dropped, and they're like, add it to the calendar. I know I'm going to have a good time. I know the people are going to look good. I know the music's going to be fly. I know I'm going to have a great time. And that's, again, no easy task or feat. With the Bond Group and my properties, I created a certain brand. When people go to our venues, they know they're going to drink out of something fun. They know they're going to be overloaded with details. There's going to be color at every single corner. And, you find your own audience. It's not for everyone. There's people that love my brands and people that don't. It's not for them. Maybe they're more minimalist, or maybe they just want to drink out of a normal glass. Maybe, and that's okay too. But when you know who you are and you stay committed to who you are and you show up for that brand every single time, then people start to trust you. Then they start to really believe in you, and they want to support that as well. And people will give back when they know that there's a human being behind it with heart that really put thought into their brand, that put thought into their parties. Because listen, it's, get a room, maybe get a group of people, get a couple bottles of vodka or brown liquor, just get a couple bottles of anything and call it a party. I mean, listen, every frat bro and every sorority,
party
every day, above my apartment building, there's a party like every night.
The guys are throwing something every day.
And that's okay too. But when you want to step into the big leagues and you want to throw parties at a larger scale and you want to have certain clientele, and maybe, I don't know, like the future mayor of New York City show up to your party, maybe you need to commit
Yeah.
to a brand and really, put everything behind it because it comes through. And this is something that I'm told a lot is that you can feel the soul, you can feel the heart,
Yep.
because everything that I do, every little corner, every little inch of my space, I am putting my heart and soul. And so when you're curating these parties, like you said, down to the flyer, down to, everything that you're doing, it's showing Josh, it's showing Bushwick Grand, it's showing you and your partner about what you guys believe in, about what's important to you, why you're doing it for the guests. You're doing it because you love it.
Yes, this was a passion project turned into my life. Like it was just me. It's like, oh, I'm just gonna start throwing these little art events. I started with something called Bushwick Grand presents live, a creative mixer, and it was just me trying to get all my creative friends and different people in one room. And I have good music for you guys. I have performance for you guys. Just like experience where you walk in, you're like, oh, what the hell's going on? Oh, this is okay. It's cool people here. There's like things going on. Just anything to get your senses going, so you can feel like, oh wow, this is a cool experience. I'm here with some cool people. I could probably connect with these people and do some things afterwards. And I want to see what the next one is, so I could come back again next time. Like everything is like, how can I bring you back here for the next one? Like, okay, we're here now, but you're already thinking what's next. Like when we're already in the building now. Like you're almost enjoying it, but you're like, okay, what's the next one? Like I want to get this. I want to feel this again. So like, everything we do is to capture you for now, but for the next time and the time after that. Like we want to bring you into our family, our atmosphere. What we're doing, we make everything we do, Bushwick Grand, we make it feel like it's a small community, even though we're a big community. But everybody is important. Every guest is important. When you come in, you know what I'm saying? Like, enjoy yourself. Like, if it's your birthday, we're going to shout you on the mic. Come tell me it's your birthday. I'm probably the one that's going to be on the mic or telling the DJ, getting you from the door. Like, I'm the guy that's, like, again, running laps around, touching every base and make sure that every single person, from the DJs to the guests to my friends, my partners, the owners, the staff, like, everybody's having a good time. Like, even the staff, like, you want to make sure the staff is being tipped properly, the people are being respectful, because if your staff is having a good time, then that exudes to the customers, and the customers are having a grand time.
Does it effervesce? It effervesces, but yes, it exudes as well, and
It
lots of good
spreads out
words
and bubbles
today.
up.
But it really does, right? Because the energy attracts like, energy is magnetic. And so, of course, if your staff is exuding that energy, then it's going to show. It's going to show to the guests, like, this is a fun place to be, and they're having fun, and we're having fun, and it all does go together. And, back to what you said about if it's your birthday. So remember that if a guest chooses you, you have to choose them right back. They got dressed up for you. They put you on their calendar. They made reservations with you.
Yeah.
They told their friends, this is where we're going. They
Yes.
made this choice to celebrate their year on this earth, their birth year,
It was,
their birthday.
intent to
it
be
was
there.
exactly. And so if they make that conscious choice to choose you, you have the duty to choose them right back, and you're going to show up for them. And sometimes it's 10 people's birthday and we get the whole room lit because it's a special day for all 10 of these people, and you still make each one of them feel special while blowing the lid off of the venue, and it can sometimes turn into a magical sparklers everywhere,
Yeah.
but it's something that they're going to remember. Because remember, we're in the business of making these memories, and like what you said about booking the next, instead of just gaining a like, you gained a follower.
Yes.
And so you want to gain that following, and followers will follow you if you are producing content that they can connect with, if you're producing content that's consistent, and if you're producing content that really shows you come through. Because in today's age, people are about real shit. They're about real shit. There's enough fake shit going on out
There's
there.
more organic, real moments, real stuff, real memories. Nothing about like this poser kind of like, oh, we doing
Yeah.
this photo op kind of thing. They want real life things. Like
They don't want to be online tricked. People don't want to be online tricked. They'd rather you be raw and unpolished and be
Yeah.
like, yo, this is what's up. This is how we're doing it. And just to feel the human behind it, especially in a world that's rapidly turning, robotic. We want to we want to keep that human component alive for like as long as we can. All right, so here we are. We're talking about parties and how we're all about this, but like, yo, let's get real. Being a promoter is hard as fuck. And just so everyone knows, I'm aware that was my first fuck for the episode because remember we're on top of keeping on top of me.
We're keeping it classy.
We're keeping it classy. Being a promoter is hard. You are boots to the ground. You are, and you know, we've talked about this before, like old school ways, flyers. You're taping flyers and you're still taping flyers. You're, you know, calling people sometimes, you know, back in the day when people would call, but
phone lines, phone texts, all the things. We try to do everything.
You're always chasing, and that can be really, really difficult because remember, out of like, you know, I don't know, 10 no's, maybe you get a maybe, they fall through a lot. So as a promoter, how do you handle all of that quote unquote rejection? How do you handle all of that time spent and money not, only for it to eventually, but how do you keep going when there's so many no's?
This is New York City. This is a land of opportunities. If you don't want to do it, I will find somebody else to help me put together what I need to put together. Somebody who actually wants to do it, or who's like, yo, I see what you're doing. So like, let's go do it. Like, yeah, somebody tells me no, I'll be like, okay, cool, no problem. I'm on my phone, on my computer, doing what I have to do to find the next person, the next thing that I need to get it figured out. It's New York City. It's so much going on. It's so much people here trying to create something for themselves and just create the next big thing. So like if I just keep if I keep taking those no's and let that consume me, I would be behind and slow down so much that it would be crazy. I think that sometimes you just have to just show people what they don't know they need, what they don't know they want. You have to like, okay, well, you know, you said no now, but okay, but I'll just watch. And you're going to be like, oh, okay, how can I get in there now? Like, that was like how when I came in here, I had to show this place to so many different people, which I had no problem with. It was amazing to show for space and build anticipation for people. I had to build their party out sometimes, build the thought, like, picture this, like, just look at it like this, like, lights low and music is bumping, these people in here, like, sometimes you have to build a picture for somebody, and then some people you got to show them to them on the phone, like, hey, look at this, see this recap we just did, like, it just takes some things, and, you know, some people are going to say no, and some people are going to be like, you know, yeah, I see it already, like, I want to be in here, I want to be in Champagne Problems, I want to be part of Bushwick Grand, I want to see what you guys have more to offer, and that's what keeps me going, like, there's always somebody out there to continue the program, like, yes. Again, one last time. This is New York City. Like,
well,
and I
think you,
out there to continue the program.
And I think you said it, because this is New York City, and New York City is the home of many, many, many no's and one big resounding yes. New York City is built for the no's, because obviously if it was yes, 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 then this wouldn't be the city that you have to make it to make it anyway. This wouldn't
Everybody would make it.
Everyone would make it. And that's not the way, because you want the ones that are really going to put in that extra work, that extra effort. Remember, we talk about this shit all the time. When certain people are sleeping, you're Working. No fighter, nobody that's ever made it to the top made it by being handed it to them. No one that has ever struggled to get to where they were. No entrepreneur, no athlete ever got there by a bunch of easy yeses. They got there by discipline. They got there by no's. And then once
the no's motivate you to go back and get more yeses.
Yes. To get that one big yes, all those no's. It's that underdog story. It's that fighter story. And that's truly what New York is made of, is a bunch of dreamers and fighters. People that have a dream and that are willing to fight for it, because, you know, the dreamers are the ones that change the world. The dreamers are the one that, you know, make the world worth living. They're creating art, they're creating music, they're opening up venues, they're doing a lot of things, and they're taking those.
I don't want to say mask, but it covers up the bullshit that we have to deal with, because the dreamers are helping us live out something that we can't live out. You know what I'm saying? Like, this venue is somebody's dream to come in here, walk in here, like, what the heck? Like, what is this place? Like, this is my dream place to be at. So, like, things like this is like, you know, we mask that facade of, not facade, but that thing that hurt that everybody's like feeling, or like that stress, whatever the case is. You come in here, you forget about all that stuff. You're having a good time now.
That's right. That's right. We went through our struggles, me specifically, a lot of hits. We take a lot of the hits. We absorb the hits. We absorb all of the things that go into that so that you can come in here and, yes, enjoy yourself just the same way that you're absorbing hits with venues and promoters or whomever that's saying no, no, no. But you finally got to that yes. And when you got to that yes, they don't know that you took all those hits. They don't know that you stepped into the ring that many times, how many rounds you had to go through.
Not supposed to neither.
No, you're not supposed to. And we do it because we love it, and we do it to pay our stories forward, because every single day there's new people born with new dreams, and we all have to keep dreaming to keep this world moving along. And so maybe someone's dreaming about opening up their own space. That's why, personally, I'm always really transparent about my journey, about the fight, about the highs and the really, really lows, because you got to know, if you're reading my book and you're reading my story and you want a how-to guide on how to open up a bar in New York City, all right, this is what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you that I did it and I struggled and I got so many no's for so many years, but then I got that yes. I got that resounding yes from New York, and New York really gave me that yes, when I first opened UES. And then it's a continuing, story of no's, 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 all these chapters you go through. And so for people that also, maybe they're from the Caribbean and they want to come to New York, or any sort of immigrant that wants to come here and set up shop and go to Brooklyn and be like, well, Josh Jones did it. Josh Jones came and his family, they set up shop, they threw block parties, they knew about music, they knew about connection, and, he chipped away at it and never gave up on that yes. Because there will always be a yes. There will always be a yes, but you'll never get to that yes if you give up at any time.
The door is there's a door somewhere.
There's a door somewhere. There's a door
You've got to
somewhere.
flip the handle, find that it might be a long, dark walk down the hall, but there's a door.
Yeah.
You got to get there. Don't, it's like I always say, hey, get up. If you could get up tomorrow, you're good to go.
Yep.
That's how my mentality is. If I wake up to the next day, it's a new day. What happened yesterday, you can still feel like it might be a problem. You can fix it, but today's a new day to fix that problem and keep going and keep it moving. You're also, since I've met you and came into your sphere, a big mentor for me now. I absorb, people with energies and just things of knowledge really quickly, and I absorb everything you say. You speak, I'm listening. Whether I make a mistake or whether we're on to the next thing, we're building something out, I'm listening because you talk fast as hell. You send out a lot of information. You have to catch your information, listen to everything, give voice notes. You send long voice notes or short voice notes. They're fast, but you cannot skip through the voice notes because you might miss that one little piece of detail that might just it might be the main piece to bring the whole thing together. So you have to listen, pay attention. You're a big part of my mentorship life now. I'm learning, just how to run a business properly through you, how to deal with people from all ends, through the guests, through people you're trying to hire, through the employees we work with, through running the building, through the vendors, everything. I'm like, oh wow, this woman is a force to be reckoned with, and if you don't take that in and absorb what she's giving off, you're missing out.
So I appreciate all that. I definitely appreciate all that. But I will tell you that, these are compliments to me, but I always say I'm strong, but the people that are in my orbit are even stronger, because to be able to take a force like that, to be able to stay, to be able to, take the hits, take the voice notes, take everything I'm throwing at you, you have to be just as strong, if not stronger. And I remember I said this to you when we first started working together, and I asked you a little bit about your background, and you said, well, I was raised by strong women, and, talking about your aunts and them protecting you or whatever, but you were raised with women. You know how to stand by a strong woman, stand behind a strong woman, next to a strong woman, and sometimes stand in front of a strong woman. You're here making sure I look fly, which I do, and but also taking the direction. And that shows a really strong man, to be able to put his ego aside, because you have experience, you've worked in restaurants, you've worked in hospitality. Maybe you haven't worked in a venue like mine or for an operator like me, but you know how to put which hat on. And when you are with me, you put on that, that studious hat. You are that, grasshopper learning these things. And this goes back into why I'm doing it. Because if anything, you'll take just something from me and pay it forward to your own company. And maybe now you're operating Bushwick Grand on a different level. You're getting that contract. You're getting that ink dry.
You always say, if anything, I'm going to teach somebody what I'm doing. Like you're a big catalyst of bringing people with you. Like you a tugboat.
Yeah,
You
that's
tug
it.
everybody with you. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah.
You the small boat tugging all the big things behind you. Like you're a tugboat.
I do use that analogy quite a bit, actually. I always say I'm the captain of the ship, right? And I have my crew. And sometimes we get new crew members, and sometimes people jump ship. And even when they jump ship, even when you're about to head into the storm, even when you're about to head into that iceberg, you have to stay strong. You have to steer the ship. You have a crew. You have people that are relying on you, and you want to train them. Maybe somebody's starting at the bottom of the ship, and maybe they're just doing manual labor, but maybe one day they're driving the ship. We're always about sharpening each other's axe. We're always about making everyone better, because at the end of it, if you're going to put some sort of imprint on this earth, I want to put a positive imprint. I want to give people knowledge. I want to learn with them. I want to help them be better. And that's always just kind of been, I'm the agent. I'm the person, the manager, the person that can see the talent and, sharpen it and get them out to the world and help them make their dreams come true, because that's what makes me feel right about myself, about Courtney Bond, about what my purpose is. I'm okay with taking all the hits. I can work 25 hours a day, but I want to pay that forward by helping anybody that comes into my orbit, steps onto my ship. Let's make them the captain of their own. And one day we're going to shake hands and you're going to say, I worked on the ship for so long. Now I was just able to buy my own boat. I'm going to be the captain of my own ship. This is where we're going. This is how it's going to be decorated. And I learned that from you. And then we shake hands and we wave off, and you go off in your direction. I go off into mine, and I have a new crew. And now
it's such a fulfilling thing inside when you get to see, like, send that goodbye wave, like on separate boats, like you said. Like, it's like, wow, I just sent this person out on their own boat. Like, look, and they're like waving by, like, look, that's crazy. Like, look at me, look at them.
Yeah.
Like,
and yours
cool.
is on the side of your boat is going to say, mayor of Bushwick, or Bushwick mayor or something, Bushwick Grand. But
you're going to be the mayor of New York City or the mayor of nightlife soon.
Yeah, I have a feeling that you'll be on my council.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you're already hanging out with the mayor, the future mayor of New York City.
Well, he's the mayor now. Well, the future mayor.
In January.
Yes,
we're recording this in December in case this doesn't come out until January, because actually when this does come out, he will be in office.
Yes, Mamdani.
And then you'll have him on one side, which you already did, but then you'll have me most likely on the other side as the NYC nightlife mayor. And then you just never know. You never know if maybe your life leads you into politics. You never know and you never want to cap those dreams. You never want to cap what you might want to do with your life. A lot of times, and I find, it's just planting the seed in someone's brain, right? Mm-hmm. It goes back to, and it's on this arm. It's that lyric. Y'all think small, I think biggie. Think bigger. So sometimes people are like, wait, why couldn't I? And my mantra is always like, if another human being on this earth can do it, why can't I? We're all made of the same skin, blood, bones.
The blood is red.
Yeah, that's it.
The blood is red.
The blood is red. So sometimes you just need to give a person the right mirror, the right reflection, to be able to see like all their qualities and be like, yo, babe, you could be running, you could be doing anything of your own, and they take that and then they're going to pay that forward. So all right, so we're all in our fields, we got our own ships, this is nice, but like, let's get into the raw of it. So let's talk about some of these parties that you've thrown, and give me a party where we talk about a lot of the positives, but that's not real life. So give me something. Give me some sort of fun ass, like, who didn't show up, which DJ got blasted, what's it like, and also, you throw a party, no one shows up.
Oof. That's probably any club owner, promoter, curator, anything, that's the worst. Like, every time we throw a party, we could throw, I've been doing this for probably like 13 years, 14 years now. Yeah, 13, 14 years. And still, every day, every time we put something out, we're like, damn, we hope people show up. Like, we still hope people like want to come here, want to enjoy. And we still hope the DJs show up, because DJs sometimes don't. Everybody, the host, the DJs, bartenders, everybody, we hope everybody's responsible enough to know, like, hey, this is work for everybody. This is not a fun time. This is a fun time, but for those people that paid to get in here, this is work for us. Let's get the work done. But yeah, like everything, we do this is never glitz or glamour or just bottles and sparklers and fun stuff. Like, the last time we had a DJ not show up, I don't think it's happened in a while. When we try to work, we try to book the proper people. The last thing we had, maybe a venue canceled on us. Okay. Which is probably the ultimate, I think, the biggest FU. And it's a pivot. It was actually Halloween, actually. when the mayor showed up to the party. The venue didn't cancel, but we shook hands on a certain agreement, and they backed out to another agreement, which was not feasible for none of us, for both entities of the party. And they told me, you know what, find a better venue. They told us, you know what, find a better venue to this. And that was like, kind of like insulting to us. Like, okay, like we have the money, the funds, the everything that we need to do this properly. We're gonna get you guys paid out properly and everything. But they want to step on our necks and be egregious. And then we came back and found a better venue, and then the mayor showed up.
And how did that happen?
Through the group we work with, which is the Azuli group, is two venues, a hospitality group in Brooklyn who owns two venues. We decided to throw a Halloween party outside of the venues, and one of the owners is on the community board, just like yourself.
Yeah.
You guys are the same person in different spheres. He's on the community board doing all the things on the venues, just like yourself, and just the mayor of that part of town, I call him. But yeah, the mayor's team contacted him to come out, and 3 days before he tells us, hey guys, I got the phone with the mayor's team, they're coming out, and I was the on-site liaison to get it going. Told the things when he got there, and yeah, he popped up and did his campaign trail. He was at 5 spots that night. I was the biggest and the last. Just saying.
Sometimes when you so many things from this, right? So you got that last minute cancellation and you could make this choice of, maybe let it go, but you didn't. You came back and you fought even harder. You took a punch to the face. You took an 8 count and then you got right back up and you were like, no, let me show you what's up. So that no, and then that resounding yes, and something that's special that, that venue now is like, well, look what we slept out on. So, and sometimes
Yes.
and you keep it again, like, because we keep things classy, you don't need to talk about it. It shows for itself and, what you guys are capable of doing, and the stars lined up, and that's super powerful. So, but it also goes back to what I also tell you all the time about business is you get the contract. You get the contract, you get the signature, so you don't fucks around. You don't have to be wondering about because it's signed. So then this way, even you get paid. Remember, get your money. Always get that signature and get your money, because people will. Handshake deals, we're not doing that, especially not when we put time and money and we're trying to throw something. So
again, you've been a big mentor in the business aspect in this short period of time of how to make sure like I'm on this just striking hammer of the business side of things, like to make sure like, hey, get that money.
Get that money, baby. Oh, remember, the house always wins. The house always wins. So make sure you do, because, coming up in Vegas and seeing how people can hustle, you make sure to protect your own. But remember also, I tell you that you have to run bars and nightlife like a real business, right? So if I was a lawyer, if I was in finance, if I was doing anything else that would require contracts and signatures, they don't fuck around when it comes to contracts and signatures. So why am I going to do that as a bar owner?
They get lawyers involved.
That's right. And so we're going to make sure that we keep our business straight. We keep our business tight, and that we need to refer to the contract. This is what was agreed upon. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, but this is where the signatures land, and this is how it's going to go. So very, very important, especially when you want to scale larger things. All right. So you're throwing parties in Bushwick, and now you're throwing parties in NYC, and maybe one day you're throwing parties in Dubai or with different cultures or different places. And so you always want to be thinking big. You want to
2026, we're going out of the country. That's all I'm going to say.
International, baby. International is what we're doing. Remember, we're going to first put a Champagne Problems in the Hard Rock in Vegas.
Bingo.
And then that I have my sights set on Dubai, potentially London, but we're gonna set our sights for as high as we possibly can.
As high as possible.
As high as we can. And remember, you shoot for the moon, but you still land in the stars. So
you shoot up as high as possible, but you might land just a little shorter. But
you always put into the universe what you want. You manifest, right? Drake taught me that, taught us all that. I love that story of him. I don't know if I've told it before, but he would drive. He used to take credit cards and max them out to drive around. I think it was like a Maserati.
It was the Maybach 62. His first big car was a Maybach 62. I'm a big car guy. So
yes, you are. And he would drive around. He rented it because he wanted to know what it was like. He made himself broke. And then when he made it, his friends bought it for him.
Yes.
So now he owns it.
Gift. He still
yes. And so you just, you put into the universe the life that you want. You see it for yourself and you commit to it. Even again, like we said, with all those no's, and the people that make it, they've got this story, this, all these songs started from the bottom. I'm here, No New Friends. It talks about the struggle, the journey. And that's where the juice is. That's where the fat is. You know, I always talk about people, they connect with a story with a fighter, because if you're like, well, I was born rich and I'm rich and I open up anything I want, boop, that's the end of the story. And there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes there's nothing, you can't, you know, if you're born into money and you open up things like,
and you do the responsible thing with it, that's perfectly fine.
Everyone's coming out this world differently, but the ones that really put their blood, sweat, and tears into it, just always ends up being a little bit of a better story. So,
and you know, the new slang now is, you know, you get it out the mud. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, what is that?
You get it out the mud.
Get it out the mud. Well, you hear me. I've said that before. When you're in mud, you can't go any faster. You can't go any slower. When you're in mud, you just have to one step. You know, it's like getting caught in the rain or whatever. You don't have an umbrella. You just stay wet. Yeah, you can. Okay, get out the mud. I like it, because definitely I'm in a muddy spot right now. You know, after, you know, opening up champagne problems, after an insane year, 5,000 square foot, $2.5 million. Shit's a little muddy right now. I mean, you can't see it on this blonde hair, but there's mud here.
Looking luxurious over there.
But when you get tired in the mud, and especially when you're out there with your team, I think of war and I think of the general and the soldiers, like, and you really are tired. You have your teammates to just maybe keep you above, or to help just carry you just a little bit. And that's really important. Your crew, your team, the people that you have to lean into sometimes to really help you get through, because you can be a leader all you want, but you're really nothing without your counsel.
Go far alone, go far alone and go further together. Go further.
Yes, go far alone, go further together. That's beautiful. Okay, so now let's take it to your hospitality. So we know that you're parties and promoting, and you're going to be probably a councilman for the mayor or myself. I mean, obviously your future is huge and bright.
I'm going somewhere.
But let's take it back to the hospitality side of restaurants. So, you know, for 40 for 40, I chose 40 different places around New York City. I rented that Sprinter van. I drove my best friends around, and since I was doing construction for so long, I was not able to go anywhere in New York City. I wasn't able to do anything. And so there was like a bunch of spots on my list that I wanted to go. And it was Mother's Day, because my birthday was May 8th. Mother's Day was the last day. And I finished 40 for 40. And my very last spot, it was an accidental spot.
That's crazy.
It was an accidental spot because a couple of the spots, because it was a Sunday, they were already closed. Yeah. And so my mother and I had to get these 40 spots in. And we had a drink at Paradise Lost. And then we had just come from the Little Shop, which is that bodega speakeasy. And everything was closing. And I'm like, oh my gosh, we have to get one more spot in. So we turned that corner, and there was Frank's. And I was like, oh shit, this wasn't on my original list, but it had always been on my list. You know, New Yorkers, they have their list. And so we,
top dog.
You see that ragu sign, and you go on inside, and we had the best Last Supper. And that was the last spot on 40 for 40. We had a great server. My mother and I had great wine. We had pasta. We had appetizers. The music, like everything. We were the only ones in there, but they didn't treat us like we had to get out. They didn't rush us out.
What day was that you went?
It was a Sunday on Mother's Day.
I already know I kind of know who was there already treating you there, because everybody.
She was a blonde server, I want to say.
Danielle, probably.
Maybe. I might have a picture of her, but I just remember it was like, you know, you talk about like the cherry on top, or that, you know, that finish. Like, it was that finish. It was the strongest finish. You start strong and you finish strong. And we finished so strong at Frank's and had the best meal. And mind you, for brunch that day, we had Mother's Day brunch at Carbone. And that was also...
You capped it off, and you started.
Oh yeah, we were super Italian that day.
That's
so
crazy.
But we had an incredible experience at Carbone. Yeah. But I would say that, and Carbone is Carbone. Like, we know their business, and they do a good business. But Frank's did just equally without maybe the Carbone hype.
Yes, that's what they do.
But we had that same experience. We had a beautiful atmosphere. We had a wonderful server. We had amazing food. We had an amazing time at Frank's. And so then, come to find out, you managed at Frank's.
That's where I came from.
That's where you came from. And you're like, I broke my leg. I had this motorcycle accident. But tell me about your time at Frank's.
Yeah, Frank is cool. Frank is a guy. Like, that's my guy. He's a cool guy. You guys are almost like kind of like, equally yoked in the way your personalities are, how you do business, and the energies, the way you guys love music and just different things. Eccentric,
Yep.
good owners. I like
Yeah,
that.
that's a good word for us.
Yeah, I learned a lot from him as well, and he managed Frank Restaurant, and you know, it's the people he bring in, the culture he harbors. You know, everybody's family. That's the first thing. The Frank Restaurant is supposed to be like his grandmother's kitchen. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Yeah.
it's if you look on the door, it's like so one of the signs has one grandmother's name, Vera, and so the sign has Nona, and the door has Vera. So you know, one is his grandmother's kitchen, and the other is the grandmother's bar. That's how it goes. And yeah, he loves entertaining people. He loves being a host. He loves making sure that everything's going out properly. The food is well. Like he comes in there, tastes the food randomly. Like, oh, this is too much salt in that. You know, too much in that. Like he's on it. Just like when you come in, you the lights, this and that. Like everything has to be perfectly what I think it should be. My vision of my venue. So yeah, working there was cool. I think when you went there Sunday, if I'm not mistaken, Claire was behind the bar, and Danielle, I think we just served her. Danielle's the blonde woman who works there, and her personality is amazing.
Yep.
The staff I work with there is amazing. Some of them been there, like the dishwasher, or the salad prep guy's been there since the restaurant opened 26 years ago.
Oh, shit.
Same
Well,
person.
and you know I have a special affinity in my heart for dishwashers because you know that's how I started. So, like, don't sleep on a dishwasher.
No,
don't you sleep on a dishwasher.
He's been there. Pepito is his name. He's been there at Frank Restaurant for 20-something years.
Wow.
Since they opened up, he was one of the first employees there. And so has the operation manager, Anise. He's been there since he was like, you know, a busboy. Like, Frank builds a culture on keeping people with him. All his chefs open up every restaurant, the same chef, open up Frank Restaurant until the newest restaurant he has now. So, like, he builds, you know, not even with his guests, but his staff and employees as well too. He builds a family for sure. Like he's had people there for a long time, and they stick by him. They open up all the spots with him. They really he really stands firm on building a family from both sides.
Yeah.
People come back there and celebrate. I've celebrated my birthday here. 20-something years ago, I've been coming here for my birthday and things like that. I was there for a short amount of 2 years. I was there for, but I've met guests that have been coming there as long as the place has been open, and they come there religiously. They love coming there, and that's Frank Restaurant in a nutshell. Great food. The menu has not changed. The quality of the menu has not changed. Got the same chefs, and it's a good vibe all the time.
Well, and I already said it, but the like attracts like. Obviously, you work for someone like Frank, and you did well. And here you are. You don't work for Frank right now, but you work for Courtney, and is a similar Frank. And everyone knows where there's a Courtney, there's a Frank anyway. Whether it's Sinatra or DiCarado, there's always a Courtney and a Frank. But all of the things that you talk about, it goes back to what we said about it comes through. The heart and soul comes through. Like my mother is coming into town for the holidays for the mother. Oh yeah, she lands tomorrow. That psycho. So, and we're gonna have dinner at Frank's because we were talking about at a 40 Places, a place we would want to go back to, and we're gonna go back there and yeah, when it shows when the staff and the quality of everything is there, and maintaining quality is not easy. It's not easy. Not maintaining quality of staff of product, when you have outside factors kind of going against you. We know things changed since the pandemic. We know that it's sometimes harder to get quality items, but you still really want to strive for something that's quality. And same thing goes in the cocktails. We want you to have something that's amazing. We don't want you to just come here and have something lackluster. We don't want to cut corners. And so to maintain
that's
quality.
That's his biggest thing. No matter what's happening, no matter what he's doing, no matter how he's doing it, he keeps the quality of the food and the service the same thing. That's what made his business. That's what kept the line outside his door. So he tried to keep that, just across the board, the same thing. And the guests will tell you if something's out or something a little bit differently. They've been coming there for too long, and they would let you know.
Oh, they will let you know.
They will let you.
Yeah.
They will let you know real fast. Like, hey, this was a little bit, cooked this way or cooked that way, or this and that is not enough. Like, they know because they've been coming there with their family for generations sometimes. for that long, and they're like, yo, this is not Frank's standard. And
This
we don't
ain't
like
it. Yeah, no, we definitely have that at UES. We have certain cocktails where if it's not made the right way, they're like someone is making it wrong or something changed. And
Who's back there in the kitchen?
yeah, exactly. What's that? Let me show you how this drink is supposed to be made. And I've had that. I won't name it, but there's a very famous Italian restaurant that's like known for their food and their quality, and I've eaten there on a couple of occasions. And the last time I went, I was so excited to take someone, and everything tasted like nothing. Everything tasted like nothing. And you were like, oh my gosh, how can this be? Line around the block. Yeah, what happened? Where's the salt today? Like, did we miss a delivery? I don't know. But you know, especially when, and if a restaurant is going to, or any venue is going to raise that type of hype, they have to keep the quality up, and it's not easy. And Martha Stewart, she said it, once your quality goes, there goes your business. And sometimes, I also, I worked for the Cheesecake Factory. David Overton, he was adamant about quality and not cutting corners, but that's very pricey to keep quality up and then keep quantity. So no, it's a balancing act. It's a balancing act. And
I do both. If something on the quality on this side is not good, that's when my quality comes in. As a manager, as a host, a server, whatever I'm doing, that's when, if this is falling short, then me as a human quality will come up and make that better for you, and then bring in a quality of everything else I have, to fix the situation. Because if one little thing like, oh, your drink is bad, I feel you. I'm sorry about that. Make them feel. Oh,
fix it. And that's what a good coach does. Sometimes his players don't always show up at 100%. Sometimes his players were out the night before and they're a little tired the next day. Sometimes their players are out, getting tattooed. Like, you just never know. So sometimes, especially when you're on a team, you have to show up a little bit harder for your other teammates, because it's not real life to expect everyone to show up every single day at 100%, every single cocktail, every single dish. You're gonna
possible. You're not a robot.
Yeah, you're gonna strike out a couple times. I'm a baseball girl, so there's going to be a couple of strikes. Right. There's going to be a couple.
The biggest players strike out sometimes. That's the biggest. Oh, they struck out. Oh my God.
Yeah.
No, they strike out.
But as a good coach, you see these things and you know that we have ways to make it better, to fix it, to show you that, all right, maybe we messed that up, but we're going to fix it. We're going to get you a new cocktail. We're going to get you a new dish. We're going to send out some shots. We're going to you can fix this by showing that you care, by acknowledging that it wasn't its best. And people will feel that. They'll appreciate that better. Invite them back. You can win them back if you show that you care.
Big, firm believer, practicer of, you started with the bad moment, but I'm going to make sure you're leaving here smiling and laughing and thanking me, actually. Like, oh, thank you. Thank you so much. You had thank you for having that moment and getting past that moment. Actually, thank you. But I'm a big firm believer of making sure hey, you had a bad moment, but come back in. Let's make sure you are leaving on a better note than that moment was, or even a better note than you came in on. Because sometimes people just be hungry.
Yeah.
They just be hungry, or they just be too sober.
Yes.
They just want a little drink and get a little drink in their system and fix that. Then we best buds now. I'm going to smooth you over no matter how tough you are. We friends now. I'm your friend now. I'm not here to hurt you, harm you. I'm here to serve you and help you.
Yes, and I like to call that is get the W.
Get
right?
that W.
Get that W. Get that W, baby. Get that winning. Because, like you said, people are walking into your venue and you don't know what kind of day that they had, what's going on in their heads. Sometimes they're already off and has something to do with you. They just walk in. So any little thing.
They need that drink to get them back on.
Yes, and if they're already in a certain way, it can be hard to, but you can work hard to get that W. It's like almost 0.01% that you can't turn something around with good drink, good food, and just some good connection and personality. And so the last thing I'll say is that on your WhatsApp, because I live in WhatsApp, because yes, I leave long ass voice notes.
You are like a Caribbean family woman, because Caribbean people live in WhatsApp. That's what they do.
There we go. So why hasn't WhatsApp? That's the sponsorship we need. I'm leaving 30-minute voice notes. WhatsApp, what's up? But everyone has their little banner. Mine is a cake that is from a woman who used to do Drake lyrics on cake.
Yeah.
She used to have an account. Well, she still has it, but she's not active anymore. Drake on cake. So I'm upset because that's one of my favorite songs, lyrics. And yeah, I'm upset because I usually am, because I'm usually yelling at you guys about something. But yours says just a chill guy. And there's something to be said about that, because you are a chill guy. There's the idea that chill means laid back, but you are chill in no matter what situation you're put in. When there's fire, it's really important to be chill. Not only to chill out that fire, but to be chill for everyone around you. And when you are the captain of your own ship and everything is chaos, you have to remain chill. You have to remain calm, because if you go there, they're going to go there too. And again, back to that energy of emulating and people feeling that, you got to stay chill. And being a chill guy, being a Brooklyn guy that's just chill, is going to, put people together. Like, it really is an important trait to have. Not even something that I would say I'm not a chill person. I'm not a chill anything. So
no, you're not.
No, I am absolutely not. But at the same time, you need someone that's high volume, high intensity. You need muscle. You need a fire, and you need chill just as much as you need heat. And so it's a great balance. And you are a person. Your demeanor, your character, you're able to connect with all walks, and people immediately just feel a connection to you because they know you just, hey, how are you? And you want to touch the table, and you're walking in on first dates, and maybe people that are angry. And it's hard to be so angry at someone when you're just like, hey, how are you? I'm Josh Jones.
That is probably my biggest thing, is that no matter how high people get, especially customers. Guests. Customers, I don't like the word neither.
Yeah.
Sidebar, I was a New York City traffic agent. I used to write tickets for 3 years.
Really?
So in doing that, they teach you literally how to be just chill, escalation, bring it down. You're mad because I'm giving you a ticket right now.
Yes.
It's not me. It's my uniform and the ticket I'm giving you. But I'm gonna be chill with that.
You can't react, right? Because then it's going to escalate the situation. And
we're not even fighting outside in the street because I'm giving you tickets for no reason.
If someone throws punches and no one is throwing punches back, they stop throwing, because there's not a fight there. You can't fight if the other person's not throwing a punch too. And then they'll just get tired if you just say, this is not what I'm doing today. We're going to stay chill. And yes, every single person that is going to get a ticket is going to have but are you kidding? But I can't. And you just got to.
It's the true definition of kill them with kindness.
Yeah.
The true definition of if they go low, you go high, whatever the saying is. But it's literally, if you're so anxious and if we both do that, then we're just both gonna be doing it. But if I'm just hey, it's cool, I can fix your problem for you, no big deal. Let me see what I can do for you. You're not mad at me, actually. You're just mad at whatever's in front of you.
Right.
It's not even me.
No.
You actually like me. You just don't know me yet.
Yeah.
You're gonna love me.
I'm amazing.
I'm amazing.
Just wait. Come to my party.
Come to my party. I'll show you a good time. I got you.
You're gonna pay this ticket, but it's okay.
I got you.
You need a drink. I know just where to go. I'll see what champagne problems.
Yeah, but exactly. But it's literally okay, I'm sorry. So what I've learned in service is that people just, especially working in hotels, front desk hotels and stuff like that, people come down angry, grumpy from a flight that's delayed, They just want somebody to hear what they're saying.
Yes.
At the end of the day.
Yep.
Let me hear what you're saying. And I am probably sympathetic for you, because this will probably sound like a human-to-human level, probably a bad problem that you should not be feeling or having. So let me hear it, be sympathetic, and try to see what's my best way to fix that problem in my capacity. If I can't fix it in my capacity, I'll let you know, hey, it's a little messed up, but I can't do nothing for you.
And it goes right back to what you said about being human. And that's what you are. You're a pretty incredible human, Josh Jones.
Thank you very much.
And I'm super honored to have you in my orbit and to be in yours as well.
I'm super honored to be here, because you're a super important person and super cool as well, too.
Yeah, ditto. So, okay, cheers to that. And then on our last note, because you are the mayor of Brooklyn and you're Bushwick Grand and your boat's going to say that. So, that's a place that I need to learn. So, favorite Brooklyn spots, bars and restaurants, tell me. Give me a couple.
I'll go with my favorite ultimate spots, which is in my neighborhood, my local spots. I'm going to go with my home team, Cafe Azuli and Dambala. So the Azuli group are my local bars. They're cafe, dance hall kind of spots. But I go there to, just go listen to music, see the new DJs, have a little drink, smoke a little weed, because they have a little outside smoking area. But it's my cheers. It's their Azuli group, so Cafe Azuli and Dambala. That's the clubs and spots I go to. Restaurant-wise, in Bushwick, definitely got to check out the Monkey King.
Okay.
It's really amazing. It's a Bengali Asian fusion spot. A young couple owns it. I'm going to take you.
Oh, take me.
Yeah, I'm going to take you.
Because you know I'm into that shit. And then maybe we'll get them on the podcast.
Actually, they need to be on the podcast. Harvey and Munsey, they're a beautiful young couple. They're amazing. They actually, we're going to get them on the podcast.
Hell yeah.
They're great. They're great. But the Monkey King is fire. And their Zuli group, Dambala and Cafe Azuli, we'll get some staff over there on the podcast too. They're legendary in their own realms too. And actually, Ola is a security she spoke to. It's my local security I use for every event.
Oh yeah, Ola's going to be...
Ola.
We'll get Ola in here too. So, okay, well, cheers to that because as you can see, that's hospitality, taking care of hospitality.
Yes, they definitely hold me down.
Talking about that, bars and restaurants and how we're connecting. And that's why, we have this podcast is to showcase people and their stories and their rich culture and, why they're doing things and why we love what they're doing. And they support us and we support them. Yes. So cheers, baby.
Cheers to that.
Hell yeah.
Cheers to the hospitality community. We love y'all.
Absolutely. Cheers.
Cheers.